As a result, there are individuals who serve on the neighborhood council who are literally elected by less than 10 votes. We always talk about our undergraduate student government and talking about, how we need to increase voter turnout, but as it stands, the voter turnout for the neighborhood council is less than 1%. And so that is really not a democratic representation of who we want our elected officials to be. Since May, our office has had students attending all the monthly neighborhood council meetings, as well as speaking about various forums where students have basically been shouted down, they've been yelled at.
And all of the community would be able to vote according to our bylaws for every one of the 15 new seats.
2 renters, 1 general stakeholder, 2 business stakeholders, 1 undergrad, 1 grad, 1 staff member / administrative support, 2 organizational stakeholders.
Our council, we are very inclusive. We try to be very respectful. The point was made that some of the issues that students have been brought forward through the neighborhood or the student engagement committee have not been responded to. And unless I'm misunderstanding, 3 out of 3 motions that were asked for, 1 on affordable housing, was passed a week ago. The current neighborhood council has 19 members. Students are eligible to run for 18 of those 19 seats.
While it is true that students can run for a lot of seats on the existing neighborhood council, a lot of them they could only do so if they own homes, work, or own businesses in Westwood Village.
But a few concerns just off the top. It really makes no sense. And again, I'm sorry I have to use the word, but it would be it's like a gerrymandering, because this is a community of interest.
We went for a geographically contiguous area, but the rationale through here, this is the largest concentration of students aside from those who actually live on campus.
By the way, about online voting, I know it's a very hot issue. The fact is, unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken, the City of Los Angeles has established a moratorium citywide for neighborhood council elections on online voting, because apparently in the last election there were a lot of issues. We were told by Councilmember Rue, who chairs the committee, that until those kinks are worked out of the system, online voting is a moratorium. That's not a decision of the Westwood Neighborhood Council, that's a decision of the Los Angeles City Council for all 93 of the neighborhood councils.
The problem with online voting that happened in another part of the city had to do with how stakeholdership is verified. You can either have people just self-affirm on their honor, or you can provide that they require documentation. They need to show that they have a lease. And so when they try to conduct the election online, people had to submit all of this formal documentation, and it turned out that their submitting it was not secure. That would not be an issue for our neighborhood council because our neighborhood council's bylaws are more of an honor system. There is no general moratorium for online voting. There are 50 neighborhood councils that have online voting. The Department of Neighborhood Empowerment is looking to build out online voting for councils that want that. Soon, if not immediately, once this neighborhood council is ratified, we will be able to offer online voting to our constituents.
So this week is the town hall, the first of 2 town halls that we're going to have for feedback. And then we're going to try within the next 2 weeks or so to have another town hall. And our goal is to have the petition submitted by December 15th. And so if that goes through, then within 90 days of when the city approves it, then we'll essentially have a ballot referenda where folks who live in the community area will be able to vote either yes or no in support or against this.